Alright, hey guys, so we're keeping going on Endling the Last. Remember, we're in part 2, Captives. And we're starting chapter 16. You ready? We headed back to the cave, bedraggled and chastened. No one spoke. Kara didn't bother to tie us up. She seemed to know we wouldn't be attempting another escape anytime soon. Valano snorted in annoyance when we arrived. It was a good thing Kara had made the decision to leave the horse behind and track us on foot. He would have been mired in mud in no time. Risking a small fire, Kara grilled chunks of serpent on a stick. It felt odd, eating something that had just tried to eat me. But that didn't change the mouth-watering flavor. We ate in silence, until Kara asked why Tobble hadn't touched his food. Wabiks don't eat meat, he explained, although I noticed he was eyeing the charred serpent with certain fascination. What do you like to eat? Kara asked. Maybe I can find something. I'm fine, thank you very much. Even under the circumstances, Tobble couldn't stifle his natural Wabik politeness. We've a long way to go, Kara poked at the fire with the stick. You are certain you don't want to eat something? Absolutely, said Tobble, just as his stomach let loose a growl so ferocious it would have made a Felivit proud. Your stomach says otherwise. Kara licked her fingers and smiled. You are plant eaters, right? Plants and bugs, bark in a pinch. I'll see what I can find. Kara leapt to her feet. Please don't bother. Tobble crossed his arms over his chest. I can't accept food from you. You are our captor. Tobble, I urged in a low voice, eat while you can. We'll need our strength not for another escape, you won't. Kara wagged a finger at us. I'll be right outside the entrance, so don't get any ideas. We watched her leave. I don't have any ideas, Tobble said. Do you, Bix? I rubbed a sore spot on my nose. One of the serpent's fangs had grazed it. No, I admitted, feeling weary and defeated. Not any good ones, anyway. When she returned minutes later, Kara's leather pouch was stuffed with grass and leaves. She opened her right hand to reveal a squirming ball of orange centipedes. I'd eaten my share of bugs, but these looked far too much like miniature serpents for my taste. Still, Tobble's eyes lit up. You need to eat, Tobble, I said with an encouraging nod. With a peevish sigh, he thrust out his paw. Kara dropped the slimy mass of centipedes into it. Tobble shoved the whole writhing bundle into his mouth and munched loudly. Kara laughed. It was the first time I'd heard the sound, and it reminded me of a brief and wordless song. I was surprised at how pleasant I found it, in spite of our circumstances. I'd rather eat badger dung than centipedes, she said. Have you ever tried one? Tobble asked, his mouth still full, manners momentarily forgotten. Kara nodded. Awful. They're dull as dirt. Not as dull as Wabik meat, I added. I instantly regretted my words when I saw Tobble's expression. It's rather hard to enjoy a meal, he said, when your companions are discussing how you taste. On the cave floor next to Tobble, Kara piled the grass and leaves she'd collected. So I've gone from captor to companion. Tobble didn't answer. His mouth was already full of Doria leaves. Kara sat cross-legged close to the fire. She stared at Tobble and me as if she were solving a puzzle. You two make a strange pair indeed. What was it that brought you together? I resisted responding. Kara had no right to know anything about us. Still, I had many questions myself. If I answered hers, she might return the favor, and what I gleaned might aid me in the days ahead. I rescued Tobble from a sinking boat, I said, and he seems to think he must return the favor 3 times. Wabik code, Tobble explained, green leaf juice dribbling down his chin. Ah, said Kara. How old are you, Tobble? 42. Tobble wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. And I'm the baby of our family. At 42? Kara exclaimed. She narrowed her eyes. Wait, how long do Wabiks live? A very long time. I'm perhaps, Tobble stopped to taste a fresh leaf, perhaps 8 in human years. And you, Bix? Kara asked. I'm 11. And Dairns live about as long as humans, as I understand it. They could, I said darkly, if it weren't for humans. Kara nodded. Sadly, that is true. How old are you? Tobble asked. 14. Old enough to marry, and then some. Kara made a sour face. Or so they tell me. I answered your questions, I said. Now you must answer mine. Kara half smiled, half nodded. Fine. Why are you a poacher? Why kill for money? A girl needs to survive. Or a boy. Or in my case, a little of both. As it happens, I don't have many options these days. Kara stared past me. I used to, she added with a shrug. In any case, I've always had a gift for tracking. Tobble licked his palm. It's wrong to kill living things. Tell that to the centipedes in your belly, Kara said, rolling her eyes. They're not. Tobble hesitated. It's not the same with bugs. I suspect that the bugs would beg to differ. Tobble opened his mouth to respond, but instead decided to stuff a wad of grass into it. How long did you work for them? I asked, those poachers. A few months, mostly as a guide. Before that, I worked for another group of them, and before that, another. I take work where I can, when I can. I rather like to eat. Won't thee me mad that you ran off? Asked Tobble. For a bit, no doubt. That's why I'm lying low, keeping to the back trails. Kara waved a hand. Although, truth be told, that crew of simpletons couldn't find me without me there to guide them. 2 more questions, I said. Kara kicked at an ember. It sent up a few half-hearted sparks. Have at it. Your sword. It changed while you were fighting the serpents. Yes, Kara said with a sly smile. That is a story for another day. Answer me this at least, I said. Where are you taking us? Kara pursed her lips. She seemed to be debating whether or not to answer me. I suppose, she said, you have a right to know. Whether you like it or not, I'll tell you the truth. And whether you like it or not, I said, I'll know if you're lying. Ah, yes, I've heard those stories. Is it true what they say, that the Dairns don't lie? Kara asked, crossing her arms over her chest. We don't. It's not in our nature. Does that mean you can tell when I'm lying? Tobble asked a bit nervously. I merely smiled. Oh my, how can you know a lie for sure? I had to think for a moment. I haven't had a lot of practice. Adult Dairns don't lie to each other. Pups try sometimes, until they realize there's no point. Once, my brother Jax, I stopped myself mid-sentence. Just saying the name out loud made me reel. I didn't want to talk about my family. I didn't want to venture anywhere near that icy black chasm of pain. But what does it feel like, hearing a lie? Tobble pressed, too busy eating, apparently, to notice my discomfort. Kara watched me slowly, clearly intrigued. I took a steadying breath and forced an answer. It feels like... Have you ever heard a mockingbird mimic a CJ, or maybe a Dawson's hawk? It's an almost perfect imitation, but not quite. There's something missing, and you hear the wrongness of it. You feel it in your belly. I looked right at Kara. The false note you sounded when you tried to make the Dairn warning call. That's what it's like when I hear a lie. My, said Tobble, eyes wide. I'm not sure I would enjoy having that power. In any case, Bix, what I have to say to you will be the truth, Kara said. I leaned forward, ready to listen. I'll be the judge of that. All right, that's the end of the chapter, guys. Hey, I love you, I'm proud of you, and I'll talk to you soon.